Hello everybody, I'm Justin.
And I'm Nick.
We
are Fantasy Football in the Zone.
So now that Week 10 is officially here, we had a good game yesterday, and the Minnesota Vikings pulled off an upset against a must-win for the Redskins, and the final score was 34-27. And is AP human?
He's a beast. He has at least one touchdown in every game. He's been unstoppable.
He had 2 touchdowns yesterday for 75 yards, and Christian Ponder almost ran a touchdown, but he took a big hit and he got hurt. But
yeah. But AP owners must be happy.
Yeah. But now let's get to our start sit-em players of Week 10, and let's start off with the start quarterbacks.
Excuse me. I like Jake Locker and Cam Newton, and the reason I like Jake Locker is because he's going up against Jacksonville.
You start everybody against Jacksonville, no matter what position it is. Now let's get to my starting quarterbacks. I like Jay Cutler and Phillip Rivers this week. I like Jay Cutler because he has a pretty good matchup, and the Lions score a lot of points, and they score a lot of points, and the only way you can compete with them is by throwing the ball, and I think I'll have a lot of points for you.
Let's move on to the sick quarterbacks. I don't like Matt Ryan and Andy Dalton. Matt Ryan hasn't done anything, and he's going up against one of the best Ds in the league this week.
Yeah, my sick quarterbacks are Joe Flacco and Ryan Tannehill. Joe Flacco has a pretty tough matchup this week, and he's just too inconsistent for me to trust.
Let's get on to the starting running backs. My starting running backs that I like are Rashad Jennings and Mike James. Rashad Jennings is coming off a 30-point day in PPR leagues from filling in for McFadden, and I think the Giants' secondary run defense is pretty weak. I think he'll have a nice day.
I like Zach Stacy and Chris Johnson this week. I know Chris Johnson hasn't been good. Hasn't been that good. He had a big week last week, but like I said, they're playing Jacksonville, and you just start everybody against Jacksonville, and they're ranked 28th defensively.
Let's move on to sit-em running backs. I don't like Ray Rice or Trent Richardson. Ray Rice has been bust all season. He hasn't done anything, and the Bengals have a pretty good rush defense without Geno Atkins still.
Yeah, my sit running backs are Steven Jackson and Le'Veon Bell. I don't like Steven Jackson this week. They're playing Seattle, and they're ranked 32 rushing.
32nd.
32nd. But I know he wasn't starter all year, but Seattle's tough to go and have a nice day as a running back.
Let's move on to starting wide receivers. I like Denarius Moore and Vincent Jackson. Like I said, the Giants' defense, and especially the secondary, is terrible, and I think Terrell Pryor likes Denarius Moore a lot, and he gets a lot of targets.
My start wide receivers this week are Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey. Like I said about the Bears, I think they're going to throw a lot, and I think he'll see a lot of targets. And Deshaun Jackson, the Packers, their secondary is not that great, and Nick Foles, Deshaun Jackson's a big playmaker, and I expect him to get a couple big bombs.
Let's move on to sit-em wide receivers. I don't like Jordy Nelson or Mike Wallace. I don't like Jordy Nelson because
Seneca Wallace,
yeah. And I think Seneca Wallace is hand off Eddie Lacy all game.
Get Eddie Lacy on your team. But Jordy Nelson he's been a big surprise. I don't like him
Wallace,
this week. But my sit wide receivers this week are Harry Douglas and Steve Smith. With Roddy White back, and they have a great secondary, I don't trust Harry Douglas to be this week, and I think you could trust Roddy White a little bit more moving on forward.
Let's move on to stardom tight ends. I like Vernon Davis and Jared Cook. Vernon Davis has a nice matchup. Specifically, the Panthers' secondary isn't that good, and Kaepernick really favorites him a lot because there ain't much else in that passing game.
My star tight ends are Timothy Wright and Garrett Graham, and Timothy Wright been coming on the last couple of weeks, and he's just seen a lot of targets from Mike Glennon, and I just expect them to increase.
Let's move on to sit-em tight ends. I don't like Charles Clay or Colby Fleener. Charles Clay hasn't really done anything in the past, and the Bucs' secondary isn't horrible, but it's decent, and I think he won't have a big day.
My sit tight ends are Scott Chandler and Andrew Corliss. Like we said, Seneca Wallace is a starting quarterback there, and unless you're in a PPR, I don't really like Jordy this week, and I just don't expect Andrew Corliss to see a lot of targets either.
Lastly, sleeper defenses. I like the Raiders. The Giants' offense is so bad. Eli throws a lot of picks, and they have a lot of turnovers.
My sleeper defense this week is the Titans. Like we said, you start everybody against Jacksonville, and offensively they've just been awful. And now let's get to some fan questions.
Let me see. The first question is there any way Vic gets the job back? I have Kaepernick and Tannehill in a 2-quarterback league. Is it safe to drop Vic?
I would drop Vic. I mean, Nick Foles had a great day. Perfect passer rating, 7 touchdowns. We rarely see that. And I think you should drop him and pick up a quarterback off the waiver wire in a 2-quarterback league. And I think he might see a starting job if Foles gets injured or just doesn't play well, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon, and I think maybe you could find somebody on the waiver wire a little better. The next question is, who should I start? I'm in a non-PPR standard scoring league. Should I start Rashad Jennings, Giovanni Bernard, and Riley Cooper? Pick two.
I like Rashad Jennings and Giovanni Bernard. As he said last week, he loves Giovanni Bernard, and I like him a lot. I think he'll perform well. The Ravens' defense hasn't been this good.
They just don't let a lot of touchdowns go, but I agree with you. I like Rashad Jennings with DMC injured. Yeah. He saw a lot of carries, and even with DMC in the beginning of that game, he still had a great day, and hopefully you picked him up on your waiver wire. And Giovanni Bernard been very good all season, and Riley Cooper has just been too inconsistent for me to touch, especially with Deshaun Jackson there. And that's it for now. Leave a comment if you want your question answered. Follow us at FfInTheZone, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.